y'all what I was listening to, but
Music?
well, yeah, it was music, but like it's not music you want to associate with Ryan and Austin. Like, okay, my mother bought me this album.
Like Charles Manson's album?
No, like Jimin from BTS's album. You know, Charles, you look like that's one thing.
Okay,
you
thanks
look
for
like
that.
Charles Manson.
That's a good comparison to get. I'm not gonna take that. But
Like, I mean, if he like shaved up and gave a shit, you know, he wasn't a bad-looking guy. He just
Yeah, it wasn't like that wasn't the issue with him. It wasn't
that
like
wasn't.
he's ugly.
His appearance wasn't that he was bad looking. It was his intentions.
what do you think
Too
about?
charismatic.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about serial killers from Canada then?
Do they have those?
Is
up
there a prominent number that?
Oh God, did you not know Willie Picton, who put people in the pork, and they had most. That's why Canada really went kind of vegan for a while.
Why does Willie Picton sound like someone who would put people into pork?
Because he did.
That's Willie Pork
It's like two
Picton.
Pictons.
He had no
names are-
choice.
You say a bunch of people in Canada ate humans because of this guy?
Yes, they they had to put out a PSA like, stop eating what you're eating right now. Whatever you're feeding your family could have human remains in it.
Everything could have it.
Like the entirety of Canada was like, you can't eat meat.
Oh my God.
Just like, damn, that's a terrible reason to
Was
go
this
vegan.
like recently, or is this like back
No,
Charles
no.
Manson days, or
No, it's more recent than that.
after the 60s?
Like, this
Before
was in
now?
our lifetimes. This was technically not that long ago. Like, I was so sad about my mate dying. I didn't hear about all these serial killers getting brought to justice. You know, so sorry, my bad. I was busy. But, like, I'm catching up on that. And so many of them are still alive. It's just freaking me out. And I was like, which personality type kills the most people? And, like, I got Edmund Kemper, who I felt so bad for.
Oh man.
Like, I know if his mother would have loved him, like,
Well,
he would have been fine.
You gotta keep it close. That's the only rule. You gotta
Yeah.
keep it somewhat
Keep
close.
it close.
Yeah.
keep it close.
Otherwise,
Keep it
it,
close.
mixing it becomes a
Just like your enemies, keep it close.
keep it close.
Like all the serial killers you're talking about, they kept it close.
They kept it real
have,
close.
have you heard about these facts before, Austin? Are you
I
familiar
know
with-
who Ed Kemper is only because there was that Mindhunter series on Netflix, and that's like the whole season's based on like
Okay.
talking to him so they can profile other serial killers, and that's a true story. Like,
Oh.
that's how the FBI started like the serial killer classification. Is they're like, we don't even know what this is yet. Let's figure out what we can call this, and then throughout like the season they come up with the term serial killer for all these other people. And this guy was weirdly intelligent, as weird as that is to say,
Oh,
but
no,
like
he's
I
just fucking
think
smart.
they probably all
Yeah,
are,
but,
right?
like,
I think that's part of it.
Except
he
Ed
was
Gein.
he worked with them like cooperatively, didn't really ask for anything, just told them like, because he was kind of curious to see what they do with it, like, what are you guys gonna figure out, like, how are you gonna implement this? And he was kind of like, stop people like me, because he even didn't necessarily like what he was doing, he just felt inclined to do it. Yeah.
Fuck his mother's skull and then be like, I did it out of love. I mean, that's what he said. He's like, it comes from a dark, dark place. But it's from love. It's because I wanted to love my mother. I'm like, so your skull fucked her head, then her throat hole. Like, that's a lot, man. I love my mom. But I've never.
Probably not gonna do that to her skull.
Yeah.
No, not
No.
to her skull.
I mean, is this kind of what it sounds like? Silence of the Lambs, like maybe it's based on that, because it's kind of like they caught one and they're like, this guy can help us get the others.
Probably. I don't know too much about like how Silence of the Lambs was written, but I know Mindhunter is based on true events, which we know how they like to elaborate and
Yeah.
embellish that all the time.
And I've
but
never watched any of that. I think I'm the only one that doesn't enjoy.
It's pretty weird, just because like Leah said, it is a pretty sick individual, but they are going to him for advice, and he's giving like he's like right. Like every time they'll be like, this guy's killing purely out of like, you know, rage. And he's like, no, like you guys are looking at this all wrong. Like everything's calm. Why were the clothes folded after? Like, he's like, this is a different kind of, and that's where they start going like, oh, these are different people than just like a homicide or crime of passion.
They're like, God damn it, this guy's right again. We got to keep talking to him now.
yeah, we got to go back again.
Well, his IQ's supposed to be like 148 to 156.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're all kind of smart. I think it's kind of like, Charles Manson. It's not like he wasn't ugly. I
Yeah.
don't think these guys are dumb. You know, it's like they
have this weird
I don't think
charisma
any
that.
of them are dumb.
Well, they have, like you said, this weird charisma that they tap into.
evil, yes.
Yeah.
But dumb, yeah.
And for some reason, people latch onto it and they're like, I can get on board with this. Or the image they paint, it makes it seem like the things they're doing are just and good and like what they should be doing rather than just being a crazy person out there doing wild shit. But
Yeah, like almost like in the Luigi direction.
yeah,
A little bit.
a little bit. Like
or
there's
rationalizing it.
yeah, rationalizing that behavior. And I mean, there's a whole book about it too, where like the guy, there was a clinic, Jolly Roger in the area, the guy who was like a CIA doctor / ran the clinic would give Charles Manson LSD for like decades to take back and give to people. So they were running like a mind control thing to see what would happen if somebody could influence people in a way, and it kind of backfired, but
Yeah.
also they were like, it worked. Just
Yeah.
They still drank the shit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, God almighty. Like, I don't know.
government does weird shit though.
Like
they-
MK
they're-
Ultra. Like, what a cool
what does
name
weird
for a
shit?
terrible
the
thing.
government.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like they fought at one point putting pigeons in the end of missiles during World War II to direct the pigeons to like hit the target. And like there wasn't like the pigeon detaches off at the last second. No, that pigeon just nosedives in, and it
Yeah.
would peck on like a screen to like tell it where to go, and it would like
The pigeon was like driving the thing?
yeah,
Like, there's,
driving
like,
a
some
missile.
Little, like,
We had pigeon-driven missiles.
it was like the early drones where
Yeah, so there maybe is some truth to that theory. Like the birds are drones. Like they kind of were at one point. They were
Yeah.
just strapped into the thing. Not,
people are saying that the birds are drones.
oh, dude.
I don't keep. This is why we
I
do
had
the
a-
podcast.
I had a good friend of my ex at one point. I had to have like sit down conversations with her because she like adamantly believed that most birds were drones.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like we're living in a simulation. It's
Well-
like you'll never not prove it.
And
Like,
then I saw a video today. China has a bird-shaped drone. Like it looks like it has feathers, and like when it flies, it like moves its wings enough to where like from a distance you would just see a bird. So it's
shit.
like, God damn it,
it's
they're
come
getting.
a long way since that weather balloon a few years ago. Now it's rapidly.
What weather balloon?
Was it a weather balloon?
Yes, yeah. Over like it flew across the United States. They shot it down like near Myrtle
Yeah.
Beach or something like that.
It must have been like 4 years ago because I think that
Yeah.
was Trump. I think it was
Yeah, Trump-ish
That guy.
time.
I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to avoid all this shit. I'd rather think about serial killers and Donald Trump.
Yeah, we're trying to have a nice conversation about
Yeah.
serial killers here,
Oh
not
my God.
politics, which is a total downer.
No, God. Like,
Very stressful.
no, like,
I mean, that is how people are. Like, people
Yeah.
are like, let's unwind with some murder. And I guess I say that I'm not into it, but I've actually never tried to watch one of the shows. So I bet if I did, apparently they're really good.
The
So all you have to do
Mindhunter
is-
one is really good just because it's all psychological. And, like, I like that aspect of it, of, like, breaking it down. And then when something isn't the conventional means of why someone would do something, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, there is sometimes just not an explanation.
Yeah.
Like, some people just do think. Because there was one in that same show, the guy was just kind of like a dumb hick, but he had killed and done things to, like, 7 or 8 women and was just, like, he didn't have a plan. He was just, every time was like spur of the moment. He had just never really been caught.
He wasn't folding no
And-
clothes afterwards,
No,
was he?
he wasn't straightening up the room or
No.
like taking pictures with them. He was just
Serial killer
on
guy's
his
like, I'm not
way.
going to help with this guy.
Yeah.
He's just...
And no, they were like, it was like one episode and they're like, we're not going to get anything from him. Like, he's just like a sick man. Like, there's nothing, like, there's no, like, even more so, like, there's no intelligence behind this either. There's just, this guy does what he does and that's what he's driven to do. And they just kind of leave him alone. And
he's
like,
like, I'm gonna get laid. I'm gonna beat this poor prostitute up to death. Oops. Oh man, she's dead now. I'm like, is that how you thought you handled a lady? Like, that's terrible. Like, who taught you that? I'll strangle her to death and then hang her up by her panties. She loves that shit. I'm like, no, Willie Pigton, she doesn't. Shout out to Canada.
Did you say you were listening to music on the way over?
Oh,
Or
shit.
was it...
It was music.
How do we even get on...
I unfortunately said, was it Charles Manson?
Oh, okay, that's right.
Was
And
it
that's
Charles
where-
Manson?
that's how
Okay,
we-
he did
yeah.
have music.
And we
Like,
do embrace, you don't have to, everything can be just tangents. I kind of like it that way.
Yeah.
That's how my
I'm
brain
just
goes.
trying to break out of myself. We're all stuck in molds and shit, and I'm just like, this Zyprexa.
The Cyprex.
This fucking Zyprexa bullshit. I'm looking at my uncle. He's like, Leah, I can't finish a sentence, and I'm just like, I can't either. It's like, it's just killing my ability to think, but like, I'm still stuck with myself, so it's like, I don't see any advantage to taking Zyprexa.
Was it for again?
Low doses is for bipolar disorder. Higher doses is for schizophrenia. And no one will give me the schizophrenia thing, but I don't like looking people in the eyes, clearly. I'm going to talk to that fucking fire hydrant, So, you, me, like, shit. Like, I had hope. I had high hope for the first week because I was, like, eating everything around me, and I felt hope when I woke up. I wasn't just bogged down with the weight of my own like skin and problems and being alive. But like after like 2 weeks, it was just like, now I can't even fucking sleep in because I keep getting these zaps and the worst nightmares. It's a nightmare when Aiden's going like, it's gonna be okay, like in your nightmares. I'm like, clearly I've stepped into the nightmare zone. There's people kicking doors in. You've been in my dreams where you're always running upstairs and just looking like, sorry, man. Like, you fucked up. And I'm like, yeah, I probably did. Like, don't judge me. Like, this is my dream.
Oh, man.
I don't know. These dreams have just been... Why give me more medication because this medication gives me brain zaps? Isn't that a good enough reason to go, maybe we should give you something else? And say, oh, no, it's okay while you're driving. Just like, that's fine. Like,
Brain zaps.
So your medication like tases you.
yeah, I'm like...
Tases your...
Yeah, it tases your brain. It's a brain taser.
I don't. This is the government, and I don't trust it. But I'm like that. I'm eating drones every night, like miniature drones. I know what they're doing to me, making me. I don't know. I missed the hunger I had. I was happy for a week.
They're gonna get you with a Neuralink soon. That's what's gonna happen.
The fuck's a Neuralink?
Oh boy.
With
You won't
who?
like it as soon as I say it, because Elon Musk has the thing where it's a chip that gets put in your brain.
Yeah.
And I know there was like the kid who had like complete muscular dystrophy, I think, or something like that. And they put it in his brain. And the first thing he did was play a video game for like 14 hours straight, like a computer video game, because he could actually like move his hands and mouse. Like, it was wild, but it was like...
It helped him.
It helped him. He had no motor function, and then it helped him at least do minimal task. But
Because that's how it gets started, right? If the first case is, it's like, it's helping people. And then later it's like,
then he's
we're
got
all
like 8 more limbs.
rowing some boat. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be pretty sick.
I have seen the future. None of you make it there. I am there alone.
That's terrible.
Like, that's the thing that terrifies me about that, is like, whether or not you want it or support whoever is doing it, fine. But like, if it works and like regular people are able to get it, and it's like the limitless pill in a way where it like just
Yeah.
boosts your shit so you're on top of everything. You've got your Google Calendar rolling across your eyes and stuff like that, and you're on top of it. And then people who just don't have it,
Become the slaves of the people that
and
do.
then you're like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
And then now you're a late adopter, so you're like, oh, he doesn't have Neuralink 2.0. He's
Yeah.
got
Like,
0.5.
I changed my mind. I want to get one now. They're like, nah, it's,
nah, man, we're all out.
Fresh out.
Fresh out of Neuralinks, bud.
Yeah.
I like the idea of linking up with AI. I'm like, if it can make me a better person, so be it. Because, like, as a human being, I'm really just, like, waiting for AI to take over.
I mean, do you use like, Google, it's all, your phone is kind of AI.
Siri's
it's
been
like,
AI for years.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought we
I think
all
as soon as we
knew
started
that.
carrying the internet in our pocket, we were kind of became
yeah.
partially AI.
I just missed. I know Carrie Goff talked about it last week, or the other week, but I really miss the phones on the wall. I'm not adjusting well to this new way of life. I don't know. I guess I'm stuck in my ways, but like, I don't hate Elon Musk. I don't really hate anybody. I just wish they'd stop fucking talking all the time.
It seems like we have enough technology. That's I think. Like it's like we kind of, even like 10 years ago, it might have been like enough. I'm sure
10
there's
years ago was perfect.
I'm sure there's still some good like cancer stuff coming, but but there's also some real other shit
The
coming.
phone on the wall thing, though, I kind of get, because
Yeah.
like if you missed a phone call like while you were away from home, that was it. Like
Yeah.
that was justified.
Yeah, you
I
were
wasn't
allowed
at
to-
home.
yeah.
I was out. Now there's like people can be like, why haven't you like returned my call, or
I've
like
seen
did you
that
get
you've
my
seen it.
message? Yeah, the red
I
shit
saw
is
you
wild.
active.
Like
Yeah.
just letting people know like I saw it, and that's like its own form of communication. Like you
Yeah.
go, I saw your message, not say shit.
Yeah, and I remember when it first started, like the commercials are like freedom to communicate everywhere, but then it's the opposite of that. Just like you said, it's like there's just more.
You feel tied and obligated to it,
Yeah, just
rather than
routing.
being like, I have shit I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'll get to it when there's a time I feel like I can actually devote time and energy to you as well. Like that's another thing.
Sometimes people come up and it's awkward for a second,
Yeah.
but that's just kind of part of it.
But like,
How's
if
it
I'm not in a place to actually like,
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
what up?
What-
But if I'm not in a place to give you my full attention, I'm probably not going to pick up the call anyway, even if
Yeah.
I do want to talk to you or have the conversation that I'm expecting or something like that. It's just like, I have 5 minutes, or I've had a few
5
drinks right now. This
minutes.
probably isn't the time to do this. Like, whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
I mean, I see people not respond sometimes to me, and I'm like, well, that's fair, you know? I mean, and sometimes it does hurt a little, but
Yeah.
it's like, well, it's kind of like the most direct way to let me know. I mean, I more struggle on the other side of it, where I
Yeah.
wish I could be more like not be a people pleaser with other people's messages, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like my whole day is just routing messages. Like, I get emails from my kids' school and shit. I mean, it's just like,
Yeah.
they're just coming in like hour after hour, just messages. They're like, all right, gotta tell this kid that.
this
gotta-
may be a hot take, but I am a fan of FaceTime. But not in the way of like everybody. I will cold FaceTime you. Like if I know you well enough, just
Mm-hmm.
out of the blue, just
bold.
to do it. I want to see where you're at and what you're doing right now, and I need your having people's like facial expressions when you're on a call, instead of just being like, yeah, sure. Like they
Yeah.
can do all that, but when you look at somebody, it's like, hey man, are you really gonna come out tonight? Like I need to know. Like,
I'd rather I just.
and if you cold call them, they got no time to be like, I got no excuse right now. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't do that to everybody. It's not like if you're in my phone, you're getting a cold FaceTime at some point. But if I've established, like, I can reach out to you, and then the FaceTime one kind of, somebody will get back to you later. Yo, what's going on? You FaceTime me?
When you say FaceTime, you don't mean Apple. You just mean any like video call.
Any video
Okay,
call,
yeah, just
but
making
like
sure,
I
just
have
making sure.
Apple. Yeah, I have an Apple phone. So
Yeah, I thought so, but yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
I gotta keep up with the lingo. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, any face call, like if I can see you, that's preferred.
Yeah.
I do like
Face
that.
well, that's like this podcast. People, like I started doing them audio because I just listened to them, but then
Mm-hmm.
people were like, "There's lost information in the faces." So
I do like video podcasts in some way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
not every single time you need to hear or see what they're doing, but like there's something infectious about like seeing people laugh too sometimes. Like maybe you're not there
Right.
yet, but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you see the whole like double over and everything, and you're like, that got me. Like,
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Like I had a friend in high school, had the most annoying like laugh ever. Just would be, but when he did it, his shoulders would do this with every laugh, and that would just get me like.
That was the
crying
real
laughing.
laugh, yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
the
like
physicality, yeah.
And I saw the shoulders going. I was like, oh god, this is hilarious.
Shoulders
Yeah.
going.
Once the shoulders were going, you knew something funny was happening. Like,
That's funny. Like you guys like try to be long distance friends, but you're like, it's just not as funny. I don't know.
that guy was one of the worst
can't see
human
his-
beings on the face of the earth.
Oh yeah.
Just I'll give you an example. He nicknamed himself in high school, and it stuck. Like people started calling his nickname was the Chaunce, because his last name started with that. So that's what he did. And people called him the Chaunce all throughout high school, and it pissed me off so much that because you don't give yourself your nickname.
It's not the way it's supposed
You
to be.
don't do that.
Oh, I gave myself my nickname.
You can, Leah. I think
Skeethead
Leah, there's no other
44.
option other than you give yourself the nickname. But
What's your nickname that you gave yourself?
Started with the usernames. First it was Zpox, and then it turned to Skeethead 44 exclamation point.
Why 44?
Because that was when you were making up shit, you know, and like someone else was using Skeethead across the world, and you're like, piece of shit.
Oh, you just
See,
got that.
Skeethead
okay.
41 through 43 were taken.
So I took
44
the
is there, that's
44
good.
slots. No, it actually came from me proposing to a bunch of people when I was in the 7th grade, like, will you marry me? Until the one I wanted finally said yes, and it was the 44th one. So that's why I chose 44. I'm like, hell yeah.
That's
I clearly didn't marry any of these damn people, but like,
there's so many layers to that.
oh my God, I thought I understood love, but no.
So
Hell no.
how many people did the message go out to overall? Like,
Oh God, like,
you said 44 was the answerer.
Well,
that
no,
means there was
that's-
at least 44.
I didn't check 1 through 43 myself.
Oh, you just sent it. So, like, everybody would be like, oh, she's sending it to everybody. And then when you got the one response, you were like, aha.
That's the one. That's my number,
That's
and I've
kinda-
just kind of stuck with it for the
That's
rest of my
kind of
life.
sneaky there. You're like, I'll make it seem like it's for everybody. And then everybody's like, yeah, cool. And you're like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Dave, there you are, buddy.
Finally broke
That's the
'em.
response.
Like, yeah, I was proud. I mean,
I was proud.
Did you like go steady? Did you?
dude, like we went so steady, he died, bro. Straight up.
Oh, it's that dude.
yeah, he's
I'm
still
sorry.
dead, bro. He's not coming back. And
No Easter.
I hate to say it, the times we're in, like, I am so glad he is dead and gone. Because if you think I'm miserable, like, this motherfucker would be on the bottle. You know, like, this is terrible. Like, I'm not saying I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy we're alive. Woo. Like, that's great. But, like, I'm just so tired of, I'm even tired of these, you know? Like, just, I'm tired of buying them. I'm tired of everything being thrown away when it's just like, I could put more juice in that. But, like, I'm not going to do that. I've just become such a, God, this Zyprexa sucks. God, do not take Zyprexa. That's all I'm trying to say. But
a good
also,
ad.
Put some links down there for.
like, oh my God.
Sponsored by.
Sponsored by Zyprexa.
The competitor of that.
Sonata. That's a car. Like, I mean, it's a car and it's a sleep aid, which I kind of like. I miss Slambian.
You feel like it gets easier or it gets harder as you get older? All that stuff.
Depends on the damn day. Like, some days I'm like, I'm fine, I'm good. And the next day I'm like, I can't look this person in the fucking face. I don't even deserve to talk to these people. And then the next day it's like, you know, you go there and you just tell them where all the... I'm just like, okay, maybe I'm a little bipolar. Like, you got me. Like, so what? Like, but I think overall with age, it's getting easier in a lot of ways and extremely difficult in a lot of other ways.
Yeah.
Like, the whole existential crisis thing, the whole realizing I'm a white privileged person because I'm mostly white. I'm like, whoops, like, I'm sorry, I should have been more appreciative. Like, I mean, this sweet little black kid I work with, sorry to say it, like, I don't know what else to call them, they're sweet, they're nice, I don't give a shit. Like, this woman spits in his father's face where I'm fucking working because he's white with a half black son. And I'm just like, okay, so like, we're so advanced with so many things. We got bird drones, we got sex robots, but like, we can't work with racism yet. Like,
Well,
I never thought I cared about racism, to be
like
honest.
what you said about getting older, like when you just become more aware of things. Like your world gets bigger naturally the more people you interact with. Like when I was in high school, it was just like class and wrestling. Like, so anything anybody told me, I was like, no, I didn't know that was going on. I've just been looking at this, and now that I'm older, I don't have attention so focused on two single things.
Yeah, I'm trying to narrow my focus
Yeah,
because
that's the
it
thing.
gets so overwhelming. It's like comedy, kids, job, whatever, some music. Just like,
And then
I don't.
you just meet and see things through all those individual
yeah.
things, like, and that naturally weighs on you in a little bit. And you're like coaching wrestling, I saw so many interactions with kids and parents that I was just like, oh, come on. Like
parents being too.
being just too hard
Yeah.
or just straight up dicks to their kids, or that whole living vicariously, like I was never good, so you have to be kind of shit. And it's like, there's a weird dynamic, like as the coach, let me coach them, but you are their parent, so I can't tell you not to do that.
Yeah.
But it's like, while we're here, I'm kind of in charge of them. Let me tell them they're doing a bad job. At least not in the way you're doing it. Like,
Yeah, sports gets weird. My kids we try to get them to play sports, and there's always at least like one or two dads there that are just getting like way too mad, and it's kind of unsafe feeling.
yeah.
And it's like, well, that's their kid. I'm not. You can't.
Oh, no.
What are you gonna do? You just try
Yeah.
to like everyone's just like, ooh. This.
I had one kid get hurt in a match, and he was kind of a kid that would like over exaggerate some injury. I think what happens is it's kind of like what'd you say?
The kind of kid that just gets hurt, you know.
There is, but they also thought
it's a whole thing, yeah.
But they also would always think they were way more hurt than what they were. Like everything was more severe than it was like a sprained elbow, but they thought they just blew it out. Like everything was over.
It's broken.
Well, he's laying there like screaming after a match, like wailing, crying, and I'll admit, like it was pretty excessive, like for a 16-year-old boy to be doing. Like, but the dad just walks out there, picks him up like a briefcase, like underneath his arm, and just walks him off the thing. And I just hear him like yelling at him the whole time, and I'm like, man, there's a whole training staff here that needs to look at him. Like that's who should be checking on him, telling him to calm down.
There's a story there before they even got to wrestling. There's a lifetime.
This isn't even about
like that dynamic. Yeah, it's like the dad becomes more that way because the kid's a little that way, and then the kid becomes more that way because the dad's like, ugh.
And I'm like, you're gonna make your kid hate this and associate only bad things with what is otherwise a very good thing for them to do. Like, keeps them in shape. It's self-defense. Like,
wrestling
gives
got
you
me
confidence.
out of damn asthma issues.
Like just seeing all that, or like parents disagreeing with your tactics, and I'm a relatively nice guy, so I wouldn't just check them on everything. I'm like, how many years of college wrestling did you do, or when did you stop middle school? And you're telling me how to do this?
This is why your kid's such a fucking pussy. You should let me do my job.
Yeah, seriously.
This is your fault.
And then there's the flip where there's sometimes you want to tell a kid.
Dad probably does know it's his fault deep down.
Yeah.
Whether he admits it to himself or not, I'm sure somewhere.
We just don't know what's wrong with the kid. And I'm like, I do.
Everyone knows.
I do.
Even you do somewhere.
But then you have kids where I'm like, you shouldn't do this. Like, genuinely, this is something you just...
You shouldn't wrestle?
You shouldn't wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, it's not ever going to be good for your confidence. Like, your body type isn't meant for this.
I was that kid. I was that kid in middle school. They were like, you should not continue this in the 8th grade. You are going to get your ass kicked. These dudes don't care.
You wrestled
Hell
too?
yeah. On God. On fucking God. I wanted my mom to quit smoking. I said, if I get through men's wrestling in the 7th grade, just get through it. Like, you will quit smoking.
What?
And she's like, there's no way this bitch will do it. And I did it. And this fat guy rolled over my finger and it bit the wrong direction. I cried less than that guy you were talking about. I was just like, whoa. And they were like, coach, like, stop. Oh my God. And I wasn't most dedicated, but then he was like, but you should never come back. I'm like, what? Do I not have the build to be a wrestler?
And they were like, well, this is men's wrestling, so.
Well, they didn't have women's wrestling, so I was just like, my mom's got to quit smoking somehow. Like, if that requires my ass getting handed to me, mom didn't think I could do it, so be it.
You were like, how can I get my mom to stop smoking?
Came up, got my ass kicked. I'm not cut out to wrestle, but
I mean,
I
you
tried.
always get your ass kicked the first time. Nobody walks in there and just beats everybody's ass.
Yeah, I mean, that's weird because we didn't even have wrestling. I grew up in Tennessee and we didn't have it, but I guess it's a big deal. Like all my brothers, I have 5 brothers and all, they're all wrestlers. It's just what they do. It seems good. It seems like it's
wrestling is the fastest growing high school sport right now.
Really?
Yeah, like it actually just got sanctioned
because Leah
in
Garth
all of
was
America.
Fucking
I started
pioneering
she
that
was
shit.
championing it.
Like, my face is on every person's uniform.
That would be
a moment of silence for
Ooh, the children.
the pioneers of the sport.
I had to get her to quit smoking. It worked.
But there was actually a girl before it got sanctioned 2 or 3 years ago, when my last year of coaching, she wrestled in like the 106-pound weight class, but in the men's division, and she was a monster. Just beat the shit out of every kid, like through the state tournament, won a state title, not like close matches. Like the kid she beat in the final, she beat him by like 13 points.
Damn.
And he was ranked number 2 in the state, like just behind her. But that's like, that was the separation. So it's like, that was kind of like the last straw in North Carolina. Like, we need to make women's wrestling a full-fledged thing. And so they sanctioned it. Now it's a full sport. You got tournaments, seasons, records, everything like that.
Damn.
Maybe I did
and now,
start
like,
something.
Yeah, you started it. This lady finished it. Now it's
Now it's
a thing.
Yeah, it's almost in every state. I think it's in like 35 now.
Yeah,
And it's doing college. They're getting women's college wrestling blowing up too. Like,
Maybe it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, I don't know about it, but it seems like it's good to get in people's space and deal with confrontation and stuff. Like, especially in a virtual world. Like, maybe it's like comedy. Like, comedy's I think more popular because people are not having real.
This is like the closest thing I compare to like competing in wrestling. Like, I don't feel like I'm competing against the other comics tonight or anything, but like the same kind of nerves I get, and I'm like, I gotta go out, and it's the same time. Like, a match in high school is like 6 minutes.
Yeah, and it's all
so
on you.
Get like, and it's all you. Like, you can't blame anyone else for doing bad. Like, that's what I disliked when I played football. Was like, I could do bad, but I could be like, nah, that guy missed the tackle back there, or he dropped the ball.
You can still blame the crowd, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's not. It
doesn't feel.
It's
good.
not true.
It's not true.
Yeah.
But it gives me the same jitters, and I feel like I want to be back there, like in my wrestling stance, warming up, but I don't want to be that guy either. So.
You should wear the singlet sometimes.
It makes me feel the same. Like, I want to keep.
For Leah.
I had to wear a t-shirt over mine. Them bitches dipped so low. I looked so stupid. I was such a weird weight class. 155 in the 7th grade. You're a fat ass. We know it. Like, so I'm standing there like, winner by default, Leah, with my broken hand. I'm like, I'm a champion. And I wrestled one girl from Inca, and we both didn't know what we were doing.
The first two ladies.
The first women's wrestling match in high school ever.
This was back in the early 2000s. That may have been the case. I may have pioneered women's wrestling. You know, you only give me some credit. But
people just tell legends there was this girl.
She's known
the day
as
after 9/11. These two crazy bitches.
No, the day after 9/11. Ooh, I remember the day after 9/11.
Oh boy!
Everyone whose birthdays was on 9/11 ruined. It's over. I feel so bad for people born 9/11.
It would be later than that. This would be later than that.
Oh, it was just next year. That's what's wild. I'm like, all right, 9/11 wrestling, go.
It's the anniversary of 9/11.
I wrestled for the anniversary.
To never forget tour.
Never forget. You will never forget.
And your mom was like, shit, I gotta quit smoking now.
Yeah, she was like, honestly, Leah, I took that bet because I knew you wouldn't finish. And I went,
she has to quit a lot more than smoking if you pioneered a whole sport.
Yeah.
God, I need to go home.
What other bad habits you have, Mom?
No gluten,
stop all of them.
Sugar.
Like, well, the diabetes did her in on that, and then she took away my gluten. And I was like, it's terrible. Like,
your gluten isn't my gluten, Mom. Stop.
I don't want your gluten, Mom.
Yeah, I don't need to hear about it. It's gross. Periods, gluten. Where's the line? Like, God. I'm sorry to say this, women, but like, don't you think women are kind of Trump voting women are kind of dumb? Like, is anyone out there? No? All you think women are smart. Okay, cool.
Anybody listening to this probably agrees with you.
Like, but they know which women I'm talking about. Is these dumb, I hate to use the term Karens, but like, there it is, just yelling in some kid's face at work. I'm still disturbed. I'm still shocked. Like, that I've discovered women's wrestling. That's nuts. I'm gonna have to like rub that in the folks' face. I won every competition being too fat for that onesie. Like, and there were hot girls that could have wore their sports bra. That wasn't me. I was just never that person. But she quit smoking.
You know, Kerry Goff was a wrestler too. Did you know that?
I'm gonna take his ass down.
I'm gonna take his ass down. That's the next disclaimer. Leah versus Carrie in a wrestling match.
Our names are so similar. It's like Carrie Goff, Leah Garth, 1-to-1.
Whoa, it is. You guys have kind of the same name.
Exactly. I've noticed that
Goff
before.
versus Garth. The cage match of the decade.
He's completely hairless, and she's a monster. He slipped out of my crumbly hands. Yeah, I'm like, well,
Carrie does seem to be slippery, but Leah's got quite the grip on her.
I'm like, I'm sorry, Carrie. I know you're a married man. I gotta take you down.
I mean, who would not watch that?
I would pay an exorbitant amount of money to watch that. I would pay to watch that before that Paul or Tyson fight any day of the week. Well, before any celebrity fight.
Well, then we need to recommend it to him. Like, you know, Leah's on Zyprexa. I think this is a good time for y'all to have a fight. But I'm like, I've been weakened.
When I first started comedy, somebody asked me to do, like, the Jello wrestling night at the Odd one night. And they were like, I thought it'd be hilarious for you to do it just because you would, like, actually, like, mess the people up in there, like
because you have skill.
Because they're just going in going like, oh
yeah.
no, but I'd be like going in with like a competitive mindset, like I'm not fucking losing this match, and like just I have like a luchador mask, and I would just put on my wrestling singlet with a luchador mask and just be like Wrestler X, walk in, claim my prize, and leave.
But that was like just over a year ago, right?
Yeah.
You just sell it. Congrats on your
year
anniversary of doing stand up.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I love it.
You've done a ton of reps too, right? I mean, I don't know what your stats are for the week.
I do as often as there's an open mic in the week. Just have the ability to. So
you haven't felt like burnout from done. You haven't felt like.
The only time I feel not even burnt out, it's like I just don't want to talk about that joke necessarily. Like there's certain jokes where I'm like I'm not in the mood for that right now, so I'm like we'll get back to that at some point. But not like I don't want to do this in general. Like
you mean you have like a bit you're working on and you're like I'm tired of saying that.
Yeah, so, I'm tired of it, or it might be close to done, or like just I'm at a time in my life where that's not really relevant to me anymore, kind of thing. Just
be happy you have a bit, man. Like I don't have.
You don't do it that way.
But that's hard. There's so much. Like I'm genuinely impressed with anyone who can break down a joke, break down sentences, be patient enough to do these things. It's a different kind of intelligence, you know? Like, I don't have the discipline to do it. I don't have the mind to write out jokes, and I'm very envious of it.
I would argue, though, a lot of comedians would say what you do is incredibly hard, too.
What, be myself on Zyprexa?
But, I mean...
It don't look easy.
The stream of consciousness you have, like... And it comes out like you wrote it. Like it does, not like you're saying bada ba boom, bada boom, but you just talk in a point where it's like she has to know what is happening. But we all know, like, this is just who you are. If you asked me to just go up there for 5 minutes and let my thoughts go out there, I wouldn't be as excitable as you. Like, I wouldn't have the energy that you have. And B, I don't think I could get 5 minutes of something people would want to hear about. Just from what is on my brain in that moment. Like, I just don't have that going all the time.
Yeah, it's more like jazz or something, you know?
I sucked at jazz.
I think it's like, it's like just like, you know, instead of like, all right, I've like the Beatles or something where it's like, we practice the song, we know mechanically what it is, we're going to execute that.
Exactly.
It's more just like that's how it feels.
That's why
which is
this
exciting.
Zyprexa is blasting my balls off. Like, it's like, I think of a good joke. Oh, God. And I'm like, this is awful.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think of like what you're going to do before? Or
I always have a clear topic in my mind. Like, okay, I'm going to say this.
Just one?
Like, it's usually just one. But then I get up there and there's so much pressure. And I'm so insecure that I completely forget what the hell it is every single time. And I'm just like, okay. Read the crowd, go, go, go. And I'm just trying to absorb what the people want. And I'm like, is this what you want from me? Like,
are you not entertained?
I mean, Gladiator was a good movie.
So, but you're not just like ranting like if you were like, you know, doing a solo podcast or something. You are kind of aware of the
aware.
Room. Like you're like kind of calibrating to what.
That's why I don't like to ever go early, because I need to watch the other comics to kind of absorb the overall feeling of the night, and then just go up there and be like, is this how y'all feel? And just let it go. Like, but I've never sat down and wrote one joke except like diary entries and like I'm ready to die, like, you know. But you read over that and it's not even funny anymore. Like what you're saying, your jokes, that's what the whole point I'm getting at. Jokes you have that you don't feel like apply to you anymore. Like if I go up there and start telling suicide jokes, sorry, just say that word on camera or whatever. Like
it comes up on every episode.
Oh God,
there's comedians on.
It just doesn't seem to matter what angle you come from. Anything gets old, and like I'm not saying you're old, but like. I'm starting to feel more for Ryan than you, and we're closer in age, and he's like 10 years apart. I've known you for a while now. And it's just
you should. Honestly, he's got his whole life ahead of him.
Yeah, like we deserve just to go in a ditch and die, clearly.
This could be my last podcast.
This is your last podcast. Oh, that'd be awful, please God.
I mean, in theory, it could be mine too. We don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I could fall down those stairs right after this.
I mean,
he broke his neck.
But like like writing, like literally writing something down, you can still like say like you can still write, without writing things down.
Oh yeah,
like you could be like, oh
down.
that record it, or just be like, oh yeah, well that worked, so I'll say that again. But it kind of seems like you sort of just in a moment.
There's one joke requested by Jason Shoulder, actually. The only joke I have that occasionally makes a resurgence if the vibe's right. And it's about, like, I'm an only child. And I'm like, yo, do any of you out there have, like, hot, fuckable siblings? And then you make him think about it, and there's always some idiot that goes, yeah! And you're like, you're fucking sick. You just turn that shit around. I'm like, that's disgusting. You need to you need to think about your life. And it's just... I can think about your hot sibling, but why would you go, yeah?
That's great.
Sick. Like,
you just do that if it's ever not working, the plan A.
Yeah.
Say that, and then go back to just...
my dad ordered me a bunch of plan B. Like, it's like a pile of it in my room. I'm like, that's so thoughtful.
like now or like when
right now.
Yeah,
he
okay.
was like,
Just
Trump's taking over. I ordered you all the plan B I could get. I'm like, thank you, Dad. Like, as someone who's turning out to be practically asexual, that's about all I'll need. I think I'll make it through the next 4 years on 6 of these. Asshole. God almighty. I don't know. I was just raised in such... I'm just thinking about these poor kids you taught with wrestling and shit, and their parents being all screaming at them. If my parents screamed at me... I'll start screaming right back, humiliate you, because that's what they told me to do. Like, so I'm sorry that applies to everyone, and I just wish I knew what I was talking about. I wish I knew what I was talking about.
Last time you were on, you just triggered a memory that like kind of blew my mind, where you were like, I might have this wrong, but you were like, my parents just encouraged the shit out of me. They were like, whatever you want to be. And you were like, and I turned out really fucked up. And I don't know how much of it was a joke, but it's kind of haunted me ever since. Because I'm like, maybe because I have kids. I'm like, maybe I'm inspiring them to like follow their own hearts and dreams too much.
Like, no, this is a valid.
I think that's what you were saying to me, right?
That was what I was saying to you, because...
And it was funny, but then afterwards I was like, that shit might have all been true.
Oh, it's all true. I'm not here to say... I just thought everyone had to live with themselves, and so I'm like, I don't want to tell a lie at any point in time, so I already don't sleep well enough, but like, no, everything I was saying that other podcast is absolutely true. To this day, they just are like, just be you, baby. We're so proud of who you are. You just be you. And I'm like, y'all didn't tell me like this was bad. Like, you just were like, no, like, let her be herself. She can wrestle.
You're just like, y'all shouldn't be proud of me right now.
No, like, there's nothing to be proud of. I'm like, I've moved back into their house, and they're just happy to come out. I brought Mom to comedy the other week. That was wild. Like, Roman, like, she was laughing. I'm like, thank God somebody noticed. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Leah yelled at me for not saying hi to her mom at a comedy show one time.
Oh, Larry.
But I had only been in the room for 5 seconds.
He
like,
did
I just walked in, and she was like, you didn't fucking say hi to my mom.
Just ignoring Leah's mom for 5 whole seconds.
That's what I'm known as, that guy.
Mom.
You bring your mom to a show, he's going to ignore the fuck out of her, which is probably a good thing.
Like, she's intimidating.
You should be staring at my mom the moment she walks in.
Yeah.
And tell her how good she looks and everything. Like, oh my God. Like, my parents raised a monster. They really did. And I'm just, like, in society, like, when am I going to be proud of myself? Like, I've been doing this comedy shit for 12 years on and off. I'm just like, I don't know how I'm still here, still going.
I mean, you're doing a great job. I think all of us, like, I'm about to be at 10 years, and it's like, none of us are fucking famous. Like, we're all going like, shit, like, kind of thought it by now, you know.
It would have stuck.
But no, that's the beautiful thing. We just come here on Wednesday, we do shit like this. Like, none of us are going to get famous. Like,
Oh, you don't know.
This is it.
There is that weird thing, though, like, because there's people that are like Ron White or like the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, which is whatever you say about their humor. They all made it huge, And Ron White was like in his late 40s, early 50s by the time he really blew up and became like mainstream. And same with Jeff Foxworthy. Like he was in his 40s. That whole group, they all got up there. And like there's people like George Carlin. Like he wasn't really well known younger, but when he got older and had his kind of more insightful stuff, that's when people started being like, oh shit, okay, like
this guy knows what he's talking about.
So and it's just a matter of, I guess, when you catch the wave, like sometimes like then you see people who don't do this for a craft at all, like the Hawk Tua girl. And she gets a podcast with famous comedians and well-known people and celebrities.
Does she have a podcast now?
She did.
Ooh, it was awful.
And then she got in trouble because she made a crypto coin, and the company that made the crypto coin pulled all the money out of it. So she made like $3 million, and people just lost a bunch of money. Like the coin just tanked to zero or negative. And now she like went away for 3 weeks and posted something like, I'm back.
That little story has all the things that are happening right now, and it's got crypto, the Hawk Tua girl, like, podcasts.
But she's not even a comedian. She was just a person on the street that said a funny thing in a funny way at the right time, and boom. Like,
and she is fuckable.
Yeah.
Don't tell me she's not. I checked her out. She's fine. You know.
Well, I mean, she's like 20 in her 20s, right? Like,
yeah, she's like early 20s. Like
everyone in their 20s is fuckable, right? It's like mostly.
Yes.
Mostly.
No comment. Yeah. No.
When you're in your 20s, all right, never mind. I'm just gonna stop. It's not gonna.
I'm in my 30s.
The more I explain this, I looked at the next few moves, and it's not gonna.
But like somebody that's like doesn't have things prepared, like. Cool, you blew up and you're famous. Like, now what? Like, what is going to keep me engaged in following your...
Well, overnight success does seem like the worst. Like, I think to your point about, like, Ron White or somebody where you've been doing it for decades, and then it's like, well, now I'm ready to get famous because I've done all this stuff you can check out, and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But just, like, fame, like, it feels like the whole culture is, like, everybody's trying to be famous now. I guess we always were, but now with like social media, it almost kind of makes me want to embrace more just doing it for doing it.
Yeah.
It's like people are just like, I just walk down the street and talking to my phone, and people
send me
like
money
to
help me travel, and
you're not even getting on stage with a mic in your hand, but like it's what the culture is like.
Yeah.
The influencers.
I don't like this culture. I
don't either.
I don't like it.
I don't understand it, but I also know I'm at the age now where that's exactly what you're supposed. You'd be like, I liked it when I understood it.
Well, I liked it when I understood it. Like, god dang.
See, like I'm caught between both. Like, I hate social media and stuff, but I'm like, I wouldn't say I necessarily want to be famous with comedy. I do want to be successful with comedy.
Yeah.
Like,
what does that look like?
I want it to be the thing that pays my bills, puts food on the table. I'm not saying I have to do any major podcast or go open for the Madison Square Garden, but if it's paid,
well, you can cross that major podcast off your list.
Yeah, I've already done it.
Yes.
But
bucket list, one
done.
less.
Right, Madison Square Garden. Here we
go.
But
like, what if what about like artistic expression? Because like, if you did make a great living doing like corporate gigs for like just like soulless, like you just were saying the same sentences over and over again for people,
I think
rich people.
If that was all I was doing, that'd be a very like empty kind of thing. But if you can fund your artistic expression with that,
supplement
like,
it.
As much people that don't like him, Joe Rogan or whatever, he did have a quote that he said like that allowed him, I think. He was like, when I did Fear Factor, I got fuck you money. He was like, I wasn't rich. I wasn't an A-list celebrity or anything, but I had enough money to go, I can just focus on this now and hone in on that and get it to the best of my ability that I want to and do the things I want to do. He's like, I don't have to go take a shitty corporate gig if I don't want to. Now, granted, that's saying he has money in the bank, but I kind of want to get to a point where it's like I don't need you to do this, or I can do that so I can go do the fun stuff. Like, there's work in it. Like, there is work in it. Like, you got to go places.
You summed it up for me. I mean, that's how I think it is too.
Yeah.
Like, but
I can get a good payday and then go do the fun gigs. Fine.
You ever see yourself doing a corporate gig, Leah?
I see myself facing Donald Trump himself. And being like, yo.
I think the right like hip company could be like, all right.
the winner of golf versus Garth wrestles Donald Trump.
No one knows what's gonna happen. We're gonna let her out of
Yeah.
Like you come out in
What
the
would
onesie.
be the corporation that
onesie. I can wear it better now.
What's the corporation that would hire Leah?
I was thinking like a hip startup that'll not be around next year, but they're like all about new crazy ideas. So they're going
It's
like
just enough.
Yeah, like for risk and for like, because I think if Leah did perform at their corporate event after the company went under, people would still remember the performance. It would be like the thing.
Yeah.
That's what we remember that
company
company
sucked.
for.
But Leah Garth
Really
burned
sold
down the building that day.
literally.
Literally.
I don't.
Can you move the?
Yeah, I don't really. I don't. I can't even imagine corporate shit. I just walked in. I'm like corporate shit. Okay, cool. All right. I think he'd go over pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
I think the more unprepared I am, the better it is.
Yeah. And that is pretty like unusual, you know. You do sort of do it the opposite. When I started doing comedy, Cody was doing that, and I guess he was just going through a period of that.
Oh, man.
But I remember he was like kind of one of the only other people I think like you where it's just like every time you see him like 3 times in the same week and it's just like nothing is repeated. Mm-hmm. And then you watch everybody else like working on the same jokes, and then there's that 1 or 2 people, and you're just like, huh, some whole like opposite way of doing it. But then it works. When it works, I think it's better because it's like
it works.
It's right now, but it's like massive risk.
And I think there's like that. I mean, for me, especially being like a year in, I think I have a hard time determining like, am I done with this yet? Am I okay to stop doing that joke for a little bit? And like, do I need to just do new material? Because it's not like, I don't think anybody expects me to have like an hour, or anything like that. Or even I'm at a solid maybe 15 that I would still like to be better at. But I think I'll never feel that. Like, I'll never be like, that's done. That can't be any better than it is. Like, I'll always look back, and that's just who I am. Like,
you shouldn't look at anything like it's ever done.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll never be satisfied with the final product. And sometimes, like, Aaron Naylor said it to me when he, like, first came into town, and he was like, I've, like, written a joke 7 years ago and then, like, found the punchline. Like,
that's my favorite.
Like 7, or he said, I found the punchline 7 years later, and it's like, fuck, I wish I'd have been able to, he's like, I've been telling it throughout that 7 years. He's like, I wish I had this punchline that whole time, but I still found it eventually.
So a lot of the stuff we're working on right now might come and fit with something, click in like 7 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you like have some new bit, and then you're like, oh yeah, maybe I can make that thing from 7 years ago funny.
Well,
I love that.
My mom showed me a clip of John Mulaney doing a bit on Netflix, and it was, I don't know if you've seen much of him. Or
I love John Mulaney.
Where he's like the horse in the hospital.
Oh yeah,
that's such a great bit.
Yeah,
but it was 5 years ago. It was 2020, and I looked. I was like, it's crazy that this joke, if he did it tomorrow, like on a special, it would be just the same. He could do the same joke word for word, and it would be just as relevant.
Yeah,
same exact thing because of what's happening. So that's like one of those examples where it's kind of like it's standing the test of time, or that thing can come up again. Like sometimes something can happen a second time.
Yeah.
Like,
time to dust off that joke.
Yeah.
The last time this shit was happening.
Yeah.
I've got a lot more material like that than I'm going to admit to people. Like, I catch myself repeating myself at least once or twice a month, and I'm disgusted by it personally.
You said once or twice a month. Most comics are like 45 times a month.
You mean like in comedy, right?
Like I catch myself
like
accidentally telling a similar story to like a week ago, and I'm like, oh no, I'm like, they're gonna remember and they're gonna hate me for it. They're gonna see my dumbness through all this, and apparently nobody's noticed except me. So.
Because we're all doing it so much more than you. I mean, I relate to that though. Yeah. Like I don't do old stuff at mics anymore, really, but I do really get my head about doing something. When the comedians have heard me say it, I'm like, I kind of be like, can you guys go outside? Because these other people, like, it feels fine to fool them. That's what they've agreed to. But it's like, I do kind of feel a little bit like a fraud. Is it some part of my brain?
There is that weird part. Like, that's the part where it's like, do I go up and do this thing that is probably going to work, but am I gaining anything from it either? Like, I know the joke. I know how it goes. I know where things are supposed to happen. Like, am I gaining anything other than practicing doing that joke again? Or should I just, like you said, go up with something new that's untested, even to like comics, because now it's like you're basically in the audience now. The second you haven't heard my joke too, you're just as much an audience member. You may come at it from a different frame of mind as a comedian. Like, that's what I like, seeing like, oh, I see how you came to that conclusion, or like the thing you said, the joke you told earlier about like, does anybody have any hot fuckable siblings in here? That's such a brilliant question, because it's like, it seems nonchalant enough to where somebody would answer you that, but then you're like, you're right. If somebody answers that, that's, hey, what the fuck's going on? Look in the mirror a little bit. Like,
there it is.
So like, there's things like that where it's like, oh, I love seeing how.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah,
it can be. That's what I love being around. Like, I love what you do. I mean, Leah, and I love just like, I love that like new comics that are like a few months in will always be doing new stuff, because I don't have anything that's working. And I think that's, you want to be like always stay next to that, because you can almost get kind of like, you got your like tight whatever, and you just want to keep doing it, you know?
Yeah.
But it kind of gets, I don't think they like no joke lasts forever, I don't think.
No.
I mean, I do think you can put them on the shelf and bring them back out. But I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of trying to move more in the direction of being more extemporaneous and spontaneous. Like when you said that thing about how you'd never done 5 minutes, not like, I would like that. That'd be interesting to see you do like try to do 5 minutes of like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to see you try to like, I mean, just
do a
the
5
opposite.
minute plan set.
Yeah,
like,
just, and even if it's like the worst thing ever, you're still after that. It's probably like, oh, I learned something.
You can take something from it. Absolutely. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't know how to write that.
I think it was Cody that was saying that. Somebody was like, if you're kind of like not feeling good about what's been going on lately, just try to do the exact opposite on stage for like a set or two, you know?
Yeah, just to, like reset the system a little bit, kind of thing. Like,
gonna have to reset the system tonight. Carrie, I don't want to wrestle that man.
well, Carrie left to go train. I don't know if you know this. He's in the gym right now getting ready. So
he's got his onesie and everything.
We sent him a message.
Come on out, Carrie.
Oh shit!
Carrie's under the weather tonight, and he's not going to be here, so you don't have to worry about facing him.
Pussied out.
He was all shaking.
He saw Leah. He was like, "I got a headache,
I
guys."
can't fight this.
It's the one sickness I can't fight.
I feel like those serial killers we were talking about earlier. I think I have my own brand of mental illness, and I deserve like the Leah illness. Like, not like a serial killer, but just like you wish you could be, but like I feel too guilty.
You have a conscience.
Yeah, like it sucks. Like
You're not a sociopath.
No, and it's terrible.
It does seem convenient sometimes.
I've asked that therapist so many times, like, am I a sociopath now? And she's just like, no, sociopaths don't ask that. I'm like, how do you know that? Like, I'm sure there's been one sociopath. Like, it's like, well, clearly I might be a sociopath. Like, I mean.
Sociopath is convenient for sociopaths. Like, that's the thing. It's literally inconvenient for anything around them or anyone. They're the only ones that get the benefit of not really giving a fuck about consequences or moral actions or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my parents fucked up.
It's weird. It's like your own condition is like the own solution to not like feeling so mentally distraught about it.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like it overlaps with serial killer somewhat.
Yeah.
A little bit of that going on.
I'm not sneaky, you know, if I guess.
I think like what you said about having your own type of mental illness, like I kind of think about that a lot, that like, but I don't like to say it because I think it can sound insensitive. Like if you've been diagnosed with something, like psychology is like not that old, right? It's just like a few hundred years. It's not like building houses or something we've been doing for thousands of years. So now it's like every few years, like a lot of my friends throughout their life, it's like they're diagnosed as one thing and then a few years later something else. And it's like, I'm not to say those aren't helpful
things.
But it's like we're in 50 years we're gonna look back and it's not like, oh, we had all that shit, right? You know, it's like I think we are kind of all have our own.
It's always evolving.
Special brand.
They have to update the psychotherapy manual like every year. They have literally because something else is like funny one, which isn't even like the Munchausen's or Munchausen's by proxy, which is like. Munchausen's, which is where like you make yourself sick to gain attention, and it's
like that wrestling kid.
Yeah,
kind of, maybe a little,
maybe a little bit.
I don't think.
Maybe not.
And then there's Munchausen's by proxy, where you make someone else, like your child, sick, so you gain the attention from their illness. So you're not even feeling the repercussions.
Oh, that's better. You know?
Yeah,
mostly
but it's called a factitious disease, which to me would sound like it's a completely true disease, but it actually means it's
not made
fake.
of facts at all.
No, it's actually it's a made up illness. Like it's only made by the person who has it. Like there's nothing that causes it. There's not a chemical that goes missing.
Yeah, it's like the
level.
placebo thing where
you create it.
Yeah.
Like within yourself.
Yeah.
And it's named after the most prolific like liar in history. Like Baron Carl Friedrich Baron von Munchausen. That was his name.
Jesus, what a name.
And he was
many of them.
He was a German war soldier. Yeah.
How do you earn all
It was
these
like 4,
names?
right?
Yeah, and he could have been lying about all those things.
4
That's
like
the crazy.
fancy ones.
Munchausen.
And
is
he
what
was a
came
soldier.
Like the opposite of like Carrie Goff or Leah Garth.
Yeah,
Ryan Cox. I think mine's kind of a little similar
Yeah.
too.
Like, it's 2 syllables or 1 syllable.
And so is Ryan Gordon.
And the last
because
one's
there's a G in there.
Yeah.
Like I just noticed that at the Mario show. It was Carrie Goff, me, Ryan Gordon. I'm like, what's with all these G names on here? Like there was somebody else there. Oh, me. Yeah, shit, me. That Garth.
Goff, Gordon, and Garth.
Yeah, doesn't that sound intense as hell? Like, oh my god.
Sounds like a NASCAR race.
Garth. Go get
Coming around
3.
that final turn. Goff's in first.
Anyone else remember?
Garth's pulling up. And she spins out Gordon.
And I would, and that's the way that would have to go. Like I could let Carrie Goff win to destroy Ryan Gordon. Like absolutely. Like that's not second place anymore. Like I won. I think I have Munchausen's. If I make these people suffer, I'll feel better about myself. Munchausen's. Like I wonder if anyone in the scene has like tendencies to have Munchausen syndrome.
Well, I had a bit that I was like working on. That comedy was kind of like Munchausen's.
Yes.
Like we come up here, like make ourselves sick, trying to do this thing, hoping that you'll pay attention to me in some kind of way.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. It's exactly the same. Yeah. We solved that one quick, didn't we? We all have it.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
all
God.
have Munchausen's.
And
And Munchausen's by proxy is like you just convince your friend to go do it.
Dude, you got this.
Yeah, you're like, I want to
But
watch,
you only do
watch
good.
you bomb.
You get it when they do bad. You're like, yes, I feel good when you're bad.
Oh my God. I don't have Munchausen's towards Eli. If he goes up there and bombs, I'm gonna feel really sad. But like when he does good, I feel good. You know, I'm like, I'm glad you're doing good.
I think for me, it kind of depends on the body language of the comic. Like I can see sometimes if there's people from out of town or don't know them that much or anything, and they're like, I can see like that joke not working kind of deflated them a little bit. You're like, oh man, sorry to see that's happening right now. But if they're like, like I've heard Jason Reel tell a funny like one-liner and it's just like nothing. He is like, all right, like if you're just like, yeah, roll with it.
He's great at that. I've noticed that about him. He just will not.
Yeah, he
be
doesn't
fazed.
care. He does not care.
And he's a good reminder of like, if you just are fine with it, then they're actually kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like you do a joke and it doesn't laugh, and then you're like, well, that's kind of funny, and they're like, it is kind of funny, and then he just keeps that likability. Like,
well, I think he told me too. He was like, you get like in like a 5-minute set, like or however long that time frame, you maybe get like 1 or 2. Like cop outs.
Yeah,
like,
you can't do that every time.
Yeah, you can't be like every joke. Like I knew that wasn't gonna work. Like, or that's how I thought that.
Even the second one, some of the people are like,
"Hey, come on."
Hey, I was on board last time. But
Yeah, let's get good stuff going.
But I say this on here all the time. But like, if I catch myself going like, oh, I guess you guys didn't like that, or saying something like that, like that's. Nothing makes me hate myself after a set more than that. Like shitting on, like projecting it on them a little, like your own failures.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm trying to like sit in it. Like I'm doing a lot of new stuff now, and it's so hard when you say a new thing that you never said before, and then there's silence. It's so hard for me not to rush
into the
to
something
the next
else.
thing. But you're kind of not really allowing there. Maybe there's still a laugh coming, but it can kind of signal that you're not confident or something. I think.
And
like,
every room's so different. Like I've said jokes, the same exact joke where they laugh at the first 2/3, not the last third, and then they're dead silent, and then they like the end of it, and it's there's no way to know what's gonna happen. Like you just kind of have to sit in it, and like if you're in the middle of the joke, like that happened at the Odd last night. I was telling a joke and normally does decently well, especially in like that room, and then it was quiet, and I was like, oh no. Like in my head for a brief second, I was like, let's just finish it. We're already almost at the end of it. And then the end was like the best part to everybody, and I was like, okay, cool, I can work with that. But that's interesting, like there was normally like a pattern of ba-boom, ba-boom, and then it was just like, what's he saying? Okay, cool. But
Oh, Diablo was weird. And that was weird. Like, I was drunk and sad.
Last night?
Yeah.
She had a few
Like,
tied one on last
another
night.
reason to not take Zyprexa. It takes away any enjoyment from alcohol. Like, I just went home and vomited all over my toilet.
So you might be hungover. That might be part of that.
Yeah.
No.
And to be fair, Leah, every drink,
Munchausen's hangover.
every drink you had was extremely bright colored. Like,
I was like, chocolate, fruity, different kind of fruity, and then got mad at her when it tasted like shit, you know. I mean, it didn't taste like shit. Like, it just wasn't good either. Like, that second drink really was like, I'm just drinking Big Red. My stomach started churning. I was like, I think this is the Zyprexa. I'm like, I better change it up.
Leah was drinking one, and she was like, "This tastes like Big Red the gum," and she was
wine.
And then, like, no, it was just like a mixed drink, I guess, that somehow had been made that way. And then she asked Isaac for a cigarette to get the Big Red taste out of her mouth, and I was like, "That's ironic because it's usually like."
I didn't know there was a pattern to smoking cigarettes. I thought, like, at the end of everything, you'd want a cigarette. Even if you just had a cigarette, you finish that with another cigarette, like from someone else. I'm not going to buy
just
anything.
never finished with cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm never. Mom may have quit, but I'm smoking. Like,
You just
sorry,
treat
lady.
everything like it's sex.
Yeah, just. Well, no, like I.
He was like, "That's gotta end. Come on,
Like, there's
the
no.
fuck are we talking about
You
here?
need to go. This is too.
Get out."
Like, I have had people like get out, you know, just get out. I'm done with you. You disgust me. Like, Jesus Christ,
Disgusting me.
like people disgust me. Like I disgust.
That would be such a confusing thing to hear after sex, though. Like, get out, you're disgusting me. I'm like, we just did.
But, you know, like once you catch that side of somebody, some people it's just like, you know, there's the damn door.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true. You get done, you're like, okay.
I don't think
I don't like sex you. I like
the Munchausens by proxy. Yeah, like, Jesus Christ. Every time I chew gum now, thanks to that damn comedy competition, I think of Kayla Clark's like, bloated pussy. You weren't there for that. Like,
Oh, that's a joke she said.
no, it was about her bloated pussy. I
Okay.
mean, like, I'm not.
without context.
Okay.
I mean, all this gum in my mouth just made me think of it again. And then how this fellow named Foster went up with your picture behind him.
God, that was Darren.
Yeah.
That was he crushed it, man.
Yeah. Oh, I heard he won, so that's good.
Yeah.
It must have been your picture.
So you kind of won by proxy, I
Yeah,
guess.
By proxy, you did. You didn't have to be there.
Yeah, I couldn't make it last week, unfortunately.
I don't think
and
you
Michelle had
missed
already
much.
done the
If
pictures.
you see your LinkedIn picture associated with a guy named Darren, that's what's going on.
Was he? He's not. Is it out of
Is he on
towner?
I guess I've never seen him
Just some
before.
Okay.
But that was the first thing he said. He's like, "Y'all like my LinkedIn profile picture?" He's like, when I show up to interviews, I just tell him this is me without glasses, like because he
Okay.
wasn't wearing glasses.
Did he look like me?
No, he was a black guy.
Okay.
And
That's
then
funny.
the other one when
That's
Kai
funny.
showed up, and his picture was Malcolm Franklin.
Yeah, his was a black guy.
I'm like, this couldn't have worked out any better. Like, Jesus Christ.
That's hilarious. There was like two no-show.
Yeah.
Malcolm was also like, yeah, okay.
He at least called. He was having car trouble. So.
Yeah. I let Michelle know too.
Yeah, Leah's throwing shade. He at least called. You know, we at least heard about him not coming.
You know, he said he probably wasn't going to make
We
it.
were all surprised when Darren just walked up there with your picture.
The audacity of this man.
Yeah, Leah was like, "Who the fuck is this?"
That's not Ryan. That's not what the picture says. This is false advertising. Like, oh
And
my
he was
God.
real funny too, right?
Yeah, he was
very
good.
fun- Or I mean, he
crushed
won.
it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he was great.
Yeah.
The rest of his set was great too. I think he might have said Charlotte, or he had done a lot of comedy in Charlotte too.
So the
So,
comedy zone,
Yeah.
shit like that.
but yeah, it was fun
Because
competition.
Randall was there too, right?
Yeah, Randall
'Cause he's
killed
from,
it,
I think
too.
he's from Charlotte. I
Randall
think.
did good.
Yeah, he's
Who's Foster, man? He was funny.
He's from Charlotte.
He was cool. I'm like, I can level with this guy. He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Did you see the guy at the competition in the front row who just wouldn't fucking laugh at anybody?
Yeah, there was that group of three. One guy who just had like the face of,
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking
just
about.
nothing, just would nod. Didn't really. And one guy was either really high or really drunk, but he was nodding off.
Oh, I didn't see
At
him.
one point, Jason was like in the middle of a bit, and he goes, "This guy's asleep right now," and just stopped everything. And it was, but
I'm just thinking
they were
out loud.
interesting. Like, it turned into like people trying to actively get them to laugh at some point.
As you do, yeah.
As you do, but I also, like, when I see that, and maybe this is just, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to worry about you.
Yeah.
Like, if you're choosing to not have a good time right now, that's your own thing.
Yeah, I heard somebody say you should focus on. I mean, there's no rules. You can like opposites work. It's like your whole thing. You know, you do the opposite of everything you're supposed to do, and it's funny.
Do the opposite of everything I'm supposed to do.
Not
Okay,
everything.
go take a shit.
Everything's
everything.
incorrect.
But a lot of ways.
Backwards, like what the.
But you're supposed to focus on. Somebody said you're supposed to like just focus. Don't pay attention to the people that aren't into it. Like if you're in a room and like 50 people are not into it, and there's one table that is, like,
you
play to
focus on
them, and then. But it's. I mean, it's so hard not to because
Yeah.
I think as humans we're designed to be like.
Well, it's like the
How
thing.
come most people don't like me?
Well, it's like the thought experiment of like if I told you like to think of a red, if we left this room and I was like, name something red in that room, and that wasn't the forefront of like your thought, you'd be like, fuck, what was red in there?
I still without even.
Yeah, and then
can't.
but if I was like, hey, we're gonna go in this room, look for a red item, and then walk out. It's like the most obvious thing. Like that's the thing that's standing out.
Yeah.
Like in that moment. Like
Yeah.
so you're gonna kind of be like, I'm aware of. And when you watch other comics address it too, now you're kind of being like, well, now do I do it or do I just say fuck it? Which I'm just like, I don't care. Like crowd work's not necessarily my strong suit yet, so I don't.
And if you're seeing other people do it right before you, it's like, well, that's kind of been covered. I don't need to get up and do more of that.
I don't need to do it again.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, you go the opposite route. Like, if you do, like, a flip, like, where everybody's insulting or making fun of them, you're like, I think you guys are fantastic. Like, just say something like that or just to flip the script. But, yeah. I think comedy's interesting in that way. Like, there is no right or wrong way to do it.
And I don't know that really anyone can give you advice, honestly. Like, I mean, I don't know if I even really believe in that or not. I think it's interesting if somebody can give you a tag or something, but like you were saying, like, am I done with this bit or should I keep working on it? I don't know that. It's like you kind of have to come up with your own system.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a long, slow, painful but that's what's cool about it.
Yeah.
Because when you get it, you're like, well, I built this system. I didn't like take a class or just have people tell me.
Jess Cooley told me once that he was like, it's better to try to make half the room laugh than focus on making the whole room laugh.
Yeah.
He's like, because guess what? You're not going to make the whole room
Yeah, you're just going to
laugh.
water yourself down.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah, because it's like, you're not. As much as you could have what is your best joke of all time or whatever the most crafted best joke scientifically speaking is, somebody in that room's not going to laugh at it.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that person. Worry about the people that are already laughing. And if I can get half a room to clap loudly or whatever, rather than the whole room being like, "Bah," that's not.
Cooley. I get his child
Murderer.
support papers in our mail, dude. Like, straight up, I love you, Jess, but you need to pay your child support.
Oh my God.
Like, we let him stay with us for a while. We needed a mailing address, and to this day, Mom's like, it's for Jess, and it's like a child support collecting bill. I'm sorry, dude. Like, it's become a part of my life to where I just see Jess Cooley, and I bust up laughing.
Oh,
Like,
Jess is hilarious.
He's hilarious.
Yeah,
He's genuinely
one of the funniest
You can't
people.
deny that he's one of the greats so far.
My
Scene
favorite
and region.
of like interacting with the way he gets the crowd into like engaged in the set by like, I mean, I was at the Asheville Fest, not the comedy fest, but like they did the music and comedy thing like a year or two ago. And he walked up to somebody with the whole mic stand, like turned it sideways and was like, can you hold this for me? And they grabbed it and then just walked away. Did like 25 minutes. And then at the end came back and was like, give me that back. Like it was a rude thing for them the whole time. And it was like, that's a way to get people into it though. Like you just be so outrageous. You got to pay attention. Like, I don't know what they're going to do. It might be me next. Like,
Yeah, Jess is fucking amazing. And was
Murderer.
funny so fast. Like, just, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I miss Jess.
I miss Jess too.
Jess is, yeah.
It sounds like he's dead.
No. I talked to him on occasion. Tired. Yeah, that the long COVID really put a number on him. So
I miss like going up after Jess and watching him just destroy the room, being like, okay, gonna have to.
Great.
I have to try to ride this wave.
People are still laughing.
Yeah, people are still just like
wiping the tears
some
away.
People are just kind of getting up to leave because it just kind of feels like whatever the fuck happened was the end of the. No, actually, there's like 12 more comedians.
Yeah, that wasn't the headliner. Surprisingly,
I don't mind following him.
Yeah. I think you're the perfect one.
Yeah.
You know? Just like shake up Leah, like roll it out there. Just
pull the pin.
This is our best chance of
something happening. Just something. Like if I can keep those people that would normally walk away nearby. Pretty good.
I mean, I think y'all are kind of like similar in some ways. There's like a performance art aspect to it where it's like stand-up is just changing a lot real fast, but it's, traditionally it's like the guy in the suit doing Seinfeld style jokes or whatever, and now like nobody even wants to see that anymore. But then there's like how far you take it to weird places, and I love that. I love being like on a show with somebody that I'm like, fuck, I'm looking at my set list being like, it could be some whole other thing. Like I'm just kind of doing jokes. Like I like that.
No, and it's weird to see like characters too, because like John Mulaney, like my mom was showing me him. I'm like, I know you like his comedy, but it's like he's not like this over exaggeratedly old timey comedian like in real life. Like you can have a regular conversation with John Mulaney. He's not going to be like, what in the devil? Like
he's like he like looks so different though since all the shit,
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's like almost that version of Mulaney, the old timey like carnival guy or whatever is like.
I just mean, but like in everyday life, that's not who you're probably going to get
like
from.
Not on stage, yeah.
And like Leah isn't just yelling constantly off stage. Like we obviously can have a nice conversation and Leah didn't get sidetracked and just go off or say, fuck this alcohol. So it's like there is like you said, it's a performance. Like, I mean, I'm mostly myself. I play like a nonchalant guy. And that's, I guess, would be my character. But at the same time, that's just who I am. So I like to say kind of outrageous things as a nonchalant person, which I think adds an effect to it in a way where it's like, oh, he's monotone, but he just said something really weird. Like,
yeah. Do you feel like it's you on stage, Leah? Like exaggerated you? Or like do you go on to some other?
That's me. That's it.
Is it more of the real you?
That's the Leah I wish my parents did not help raise, but like, ta-da!
The demon child.
The demon within.
Like, it's like they literally kind of, like, something bad would happen at school, and they'd be like, no, you were right. This is why. You go tell them. And I would. Like, even if I was wrong, I was just like, no, you're fucking stupid, and this is why. Tear those kids down. Make them cry. Okay.
Okay.
So I did. I mean, there were a few times where I don't know. It's hard being me. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's just I constantly am on a train of like that, but like I'm more than capable of having a fucking conversation. Like,
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
yeah, man. I think that's what's cool about the podcast is it's like some other thing where if people were just to only hear your stage you. I mean, I think that's true for most comedians. It's a different. Like, you don't have to be funny on here, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
Like, after this, we're going to go downstairs and try to be funny, I guess, But this is, like...
Well, like, hearing, like, Aiden on the one you and Sarah loved it, I like that. Because,
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get a lot out of Aiden other than what they see on stage. And, like, if you just... That was your impression of him. Like, I could see in some circumstances how you'd be like, I don't want to talk to that guy. But you're like... He lived in India for a couple years. Lived in Mexico. Like, his... family is pretty out there in some ways, and like he's had a lot of wild life experiences at just 22.
Dude, Aiden's the shit,
and he's a cool guy, like nice guy too. And you're like, but if you heard his comedy just off like no context, nothing, and you'd be like, whoa, okay.
I loved it. I was so happy when he entered the scene. Like,
yeah,
like it actually I hate to sorry Aiden, but you feel like a kindred spirit. Like that's someone who understands where I'm coming from. Poor thing.
I think he would like that.
Yeah, I don't think you have to apologize about that.
Okay, well, not sorry then, Aiden. I love him.
He likes. I know he loves your sets.
Yeah,
too.
he's a fan. So y'all.
We all are.
Yeah.
But tell my parents that.
I think it's just cool to get, like you said, a different side of somebody that's not comedy.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, you're like, oh, this is like a very thoughtful, intelligent person.
Yeah,
he's had a lot of life experiences.
Graduating college soon, like
But the way they're trying to do it up there is some other thing. It's like I'm gonna try to maybe be a little more shocking, or just exaggerate.
Exactly.
Some side of me that's dark or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think me and Aiden made a soul contract, bro. I'm concerned.
Does he know?
Oh, he knows. He came up to me, looked me dead in the eyes at Asheville Pizza Company. Larry goes, "You want me to get rid of that bozo?" Like, what are you gonna do, Larry? What are you gonna do? Kick his ass?
Larry, you want me to get rid of that bozo?
I just look over at Larry and he goes, "Yo, you want me to get rid of that bozo?" I'm just like, this is Aiden. He's not going anywhere.
Would you, Larry? It would have been nice to see Larry just like
kick his ass.
Larry beats the shit out of him.
Beat his ass, Larry.
Larry.
Oh shit!
I bet Larry could. Sorry. I remember last year at Larry's birthday when you were like, "So how old are you, buddy? 43, 44?" And he's like, 33. I'm like, he's younger than me.
We love Larry.
We love Larry.
Like, brought to you by PT
We miss
Cruiser.
you, Larry.
Like, Mrs. PT Cruiser.
Sweet man.
He's so
Still
sweet.
getting roasted.
Getting
on
rid
the
of
podcast.
bozos. Getting rid of bozos. I couldn't believe that was the word. Even
Well,
Sully's on the other side, like, the fuck did you just say? I'm like, okay, Sully knows this is ridiculous. This child is looking right in my soul, and I didn't know what to do. I looked back and thought he'd be gone, but he was like right here, and I was just like, "Can I help you?" And he's like, "I'm just waiting on some friends," and he was just sitting like as close as humanly possible, and I was like, I see what Larry was thinking, but like, that's not a. Aiden would whoop your ass, Larry. I'm sorry. He's got that psycho thing going for him. He'd pick up a blunt object and bash your head.
Oh my God.
But, like,
He's 22. He's got great eyesight. Like it's not gonna be
yeah, I know he's not deaf.
not a fair
blind.
fight.
College athlete.
Aiden said that you gave him a really nice gift when Facebook.
Oh God, he actually took that stuff home.
Facebook was like, well, I think it was like a really funny story where he said like Facebook said it was his birthday when it wasn't. You saw it, gave him this really amazing gift, and then he set it down and went up and did his set, and somebody took it.
Oh, it's at the auditorium. I took it. I was like, motherfucker, you don't appreciate my gifts.
As soon as I said it to you, I'm like, I know who took it now.
Yeah.
As soon as I said it to you, I was like,
The minute I saw it
no
laying
mystery.
on the ground, I went,
This ungrateful son of a bitch.
I wrote that letter to the bottom of my heart.
I will never love again.
I won't. I'm done. I'm so done. I'm like, Aiden, you've done me in, you little bitch. Like, I swear to God, I was your age when I started comedy, and I know exactly where you're coming from.
Leah brought me a gift too on my birthday.
Hell yeah.
It was wrapped in a Day of the Dead like skull design bandana, and then zip tied with 2 zip ties extremely tight, like shut around it, like something shouldn't get out of it kind of thing. And I was like, I was like, you smell this? It was a bar of soap. It was a nice bar of soap, but
I thought people needed soap.
it wasn't that the gift wasn't appreciated. It was just the format it was wrapped in was like,
It was like voodoo
Unusual.
heads.
yeah,
Like,
I haven't been given a present that was zip tied before, so that was
I didn't
new.
have anything else. So I was like, I gotta close this. It was like,
I got no twine. I got zip ties.
I want you to see my resourcefulness. I want people to go, wow, she really knew how to put this thing together. Like, with zip ties and chewing gum, like, whatever it takes. Like,
It's kind of like a metaphor for your stand-up, I think. It's like you just get up there and it's like you just got to make some shit happen that's never been.
It's MacGyvered.
Yeah, it's like yeah, exactly. It's like
I'm a
zip ties
practical
himself.
person. I use magnets to close bags, you know, like hell. Like how much does it, what else do you people want out of me? Like, remember last time we spoke, I was on a lot of Dexedrine too. My bad, people. Like, and I was like, yeah, I'm trying. I was sweating like a motherfucker. Oh my God. It was so hot in that library. It
Yeah.
was just like, God, not like in a sexual way. It was just like hot. remember screamed in your face like, I'm an extrovert. And you were like, we shouldn't yell in the library. And then I beat myself up for that sense.
I think Clay was like, that's my favorite moment of any podcast ever. When you were like, when I told Leah, like, it's a library. We got
to be quiet.
Man, Clay's
I brought you in there. I mean, you know.
I mean, I liked it. I just didn't realize how much the prescribed meth was actually doing for me.
In the library, I haven't been doing it in there. I think this is a better
you don't have to be
location.
like, shh, we're in a library.
Yeah. No, they liked it there at the librray. They were like, I took my kids there, and they were like, you don't do podcasts here anymore.
Was it us? Like, did we scare you away? Oh, man. I can smell my deodorant. Sorry,
I don't know. We're at almost like time for show. Do you guys want to wrap up on that note?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm
you
down.
make me insecure.
I guess so.
Why does he make you insecure?
Yeah, what did I do?
I looked into your eyes and was like, this person's a good person.
What? You're a good person?
I know, but I don't feel like I'm a good person. You know? I feel like a terrible, terrible person.
You are a good person.
His sweet, sweet eyes made you feel bad.
And they literally, I was just like, he said he just turned 30.
31, actually.
Like, oh, don't make it worse.
We're into the decade now.
That makes me feel bad. I'm going on 35 this year. Like, yeah, old as shit, ready to die. How old are you? In the grave? Like, here comes.
Seriously, like I started in my 30s and everybody was in their 20s, but now it seems like everybody's kind of in their 30s now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The age that I was when I started, but then
I looked at you when I was Aiden and was like, hello. And you were like, hello. And I'm like, awesome. Now that Aiden's here, I'm like, the cycle continues.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking sick. The evolution of Leah is Aiden and female wrestling. I'm just crazy.
Yeah.
I am going to tell Mom that shit got started.
You founded female wrestling. You and the girl from Inca had the first ever.
We just floundered on the ground together. It was probably perverted and sick, but like we weren't attracted. It's all good. Didn't miss anything. Children, they're children. Have a good one. They're children.
All right, y'all. Thank you for coming on. They're children.
Good for the children.